and welcome to my channel K Plays FPL. Today I want to talk about the $100 giveaway I want to do this season and also my Game Week 1 draft. So let's get it started. First of all, the league code should be on the screen. Please join and get your mates to join as well. All I want is at least 20 people to join my league. And the winner of the league would get $100 at the end of the season. That being said, let's move on to my formation for Game Week 1 draft. So for Game Week 1, I'm going to go with the classic 4-4-2 formation. Just like last season, I'm pretty sure this season defenders and midfielders are going to have a lot more points than the strikers. Let's get started with the player selection. For players, we're going to start with our goalkeeper. This season, I'm going to go with Edouard Mendy. I believe he's the best goalkeeper you could get for 5 million. He's also playing for one of the best defensive team in Premier League. And it's surprising that he's only listed as 5 million. He's also facing Everton, Leeds, Leicester, and Southampton in first 5 game weeks. Last season, he ended up with 130 points. This season, because of inclusion of one of the best defenders, Koulibaly, I'm expecting them to get more clean sheets, so I'm hoping he's gonna get a lot more points than last season. Next up, we're gonna talk about our defenders. So the first defender I have is the one and only Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's the most important player for any FPL team. Not only does he plays for one of the most solid defenses in the league, but he's also on free kicks and corner duties. He has been the best defender for FPL for the past 4 seasons, and he's just getting better. Last season, he ended up with 208 points, which includes 2 goals and 12 assists, and he also had 18 clean sheets. To begin this season, Liverpool are going to face Fulham, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, and Newcastle in the first 5 game weeks. So I'm expecting them to get a good amount of returns in those fixtures. So the next defender I got is the other one who's might not be as great as Trent Alexander-Arnold, but he's not much less either, is João Cancelo. He's the only other player who got more than 200 points as a defender last season. He scored 201 points. He also had 11 assists and 19 clean sheets. It seems like he has nailed on the left back position at Man City, but he can also play at right back, so we can see him getting more and more minutes because of that. Next up is Perisic. Last season, Spurs didn't had anyone nailed on at left wing back, but this season I'm expecting him to make that side his own. He did the exact same thing at Inter. He was playing mostly at left wing back as well, and he was the main creative force. And while doing so, he had 8 goals and 7 assists, which I'm hoping he would do exactly the same for Spurs, and we're gonna get same amount of return. And for a 5.5 defender, I can't expect much more. But then the last defender I got in my starting lineup is Takehiro Tomiyasu. This season, Arsenal's is a team to target for the cheap defender, as Tomiyasu and Ben White are listed as a 4.5 million defenders. So, and they have really great fixtures. First 9 fixtures out of first 10 are really good for them. I'm hoping they would get tons of returns in that time. He's my last defender. Let's move on to midfielders. My first midfielder is the king of FPL himself, Mohamed Salah. I believe he's a must for every FPL team. Last season, he scored most points with 265 points, which includes 23 goals and 14 assists. He's also a good candidate for captaincy for first 4 out of 5 fixtures, as Liverpool face Fulham, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, and Newcastle during that time. Next midfielder I got is Raheem Sterling. Reports suggest that Thomas Tuchel really wanted someone with his profile, which could result in him getting good amount of minutes to begin his new Chelsea career. Last season, he was in and out in a really good Manchester City team, but he still managed to score 13 goals and 7 assists, and I'm hoping he can get better this season with Chelsea. Next up I got is Martinelli. Martinelli seems to be nailed on left wing for Arsenal this season. He's not as good as Saka on the right side, but Saka is also 8 million, whereas Martinelli is only 6 million. And as mentioned with Tomiyasu, Arsenal have great fixtures to begin their campaign. So I'm hoping he's going to do a lot better than he did last season. Last season, mind you, he wasn't that bad. He scored 6 goals and 7 assists. But I'm hoping this season he's going to get a lot more game time and he's going to improve from last season. Moving on, the last midfielder I got is Neto. I feel like he's priced a lot cheaper than he should be. He's only 5.5. I understand he had a long-term injury last season, and he struggled to get back in the starting 11. But during 2020 and 2021 season, he was nailed on, and he scored 5 goals and 8 assists. I'm hoping he can do the exact same as that season, and I'm hoping he's gonna give us a lot more return for a really cheap price. Alright, let's move on to the strikers. The first one I got is Jamie Vardy. I feel like Vardy went under the radar last season as despite having a great competition from Iheanacho and Daka, he still managed to score 15 goals and 3 assists. Only Kane and Ronaldo outscored Vardy. This season, Leicester doesn't have any European competition, so I'm hoping Jamie Vardy is going to start most of the season for Premier League. Fixtures doesn't look that great. He's playing Arsenal, Chelsea, and Manchester United in first 5 game week, but amongst the active player, Vardy has the highest amount of goals against Big 6 of Premier League. So let's move on to the next striker. So the last player in my starting 11 is Callum Wilson. Same as Neto, Wilson was injured for the most part of last season. He was injured, but he still managed to score 8 goals. This season, if he stays fit, I'm expecting at least 12 to 15 goals from him, as Newcastle, they have recruited really good players, not just in defense, but they have good players in midfield as well, who's going to create some great chances for him to score, and he's on penalties, so I'm hoping he's going to score a lot more than he did. And then we're going to have a great player for really cheap for a striker. He's only 7.5. Yeah, that's my starting lineup. Alright, let's move on to my bench. So first player on my bench is Dennis Undav. Last season, he scored 26 goals in 39 games in Belgium. I'm not expecting him to start most of the games. I'm expecting him to come from the bench for the few games and then start a few games here and there. Maybe he can score a few goals as well. And that's really good for a 5.5 million forward. Next player I got is Nico Williams and Andres Pereira. They're priced really low at 4 million and 4.5 respectively. And as per reports, Nico Williams has gone on loan to Nottingham Forest and Andres Pereira is going to go loan to Fulham. They are both expected to start, and for that price, if a player starts every game, you can get a point or 2 here and there. That's great. And the last player on the bench is Sanchez. If not for Mendy, Sanchez would have been my main goalkeeper. So if we need cash in the future, then I can easily transfer Mendy out and use Sanchez as my main goalkeeper and get some cash. I'm pretty sure he's gonna outscore a lot of 5 million goalkeepers as well. Alright, moving on to captaincy. Mohamed Salah is my captain, Vardy is my vice captain. Again, that's pretty simple. Mohamed Salah is just facing Fulham, newly promoted. They're not going to be as great as the other teams. They're going to get used to Premier League, and facing Liverpool right away isn't that great for them. I'm expecting Salah to score some points for us during first game week, and that's the reason I captained him. Again, the league code's up there. I need at least 20 people to join the league, and then I'm gonna do a giveaway of $100 to the winner of the league. So please like and subscribe and share this video to your friends. They can come and join as well, and then when I have at least 20 people, then I'm gonna do the giveaway. So yeah, feel free to comment in the comment section below if you have any feedbacks, or what do you think about my game draft. This isn't the final draft. I'm gonna do an update video as well. So yeah, please watch out. Yeah, until next time. Thank you.